Everybody should have draft links. They are out. Um, just waiting for both teams to ready up. And let's start this draft.
Offslaught is already good to go.
Oh, I think I hear Shiz back. We're live, bro.
What did I miss, guys?
We are going into Cursed Hollow. The draft link is in Discord, and it's ready for you you to go to town, man.
Go to town. I like that.
We're still waiting for ProtoMen to ready up, but Offslaught is ready, and we're in. Do you have the observer link?
I do.
The caster? Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to be quiet while you two discuss this.
All right, so Cursed Hollow. I think being able to be mobile and being able to rotate on the map, Falstad, right wing, are all great heroes here. Ranged, I love people who can interrupt the tributes. Zagara is extremely, extremely powerful on this map. Both alts and the fact that she can poke and do an enormous amount of damage. Very solid ban. And they go with the Falstad. I think Falstad's also a very strong hero on this map. The amount of soaking he can do in the split soaking. Mighty Gust is a very good engaging tool and disengaging tool. He has a lot of potential to do a lot of different things. I think that's a great pickup, especially with also all the Merc camps. His new bribe talent is very, very good and can get a little crazy if you're very well coordinated.
And with with those two bans, they've eliminated half of the global characters, leaving only Brightwing and Dahaka at this point.
Well, there's other globals, but they come later in the game. For example, you got Ariel at 20.
Sure, Medevac at 10.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, but for true globals, Falstad is one of three. They take a Li Ming. Li Ming's a very solid choice. She does great poke onto the tribute. She's got great wave clear. Overall, a solid pick. Her resets are going to help greatly in the team fight, and it doesn't give anything away about their comp so far. And they respond with a Kael'thas. Kael'thas has fallen out of the meta a little bit, but he's got extensive good wave clear. And if you're able to land those flame strikes, the zoning potential is amazing, along with the Johanna. Johanna is, she got recently, I think, a sideways buff. She's more tankier than before. She lost a little bit of value in her wave clear with the stuns on being able to do mercs, but I think she's still an overall very, very powerful tank and extremely survivable. And they pick up a Brightwing to take their global in. I think Brightwing's going to be a very solid healer here. I would like to see them pick up another healer, so this way they can abuse the fact that Brightwing can teleport around the map and use her global presence. I think that will really, really shine well. And Ariel would be fantastic here. But they could pick that up later in the draft. I would like to see them pick up their tank now, so this way they're not forced to. And they go with a Lunara. Lunara is very good too. She's got extensive poke on this map as well, and she can split out some really good damage amongst the healers, making it very hard for a lot of healers to keep up with it. And with Offslaught's ban, I would like to see them ban out a tank. I think Murden, since he is considered the strongest tank on this map, because of the amount of room he has to jump over stuff and escape and everything. I would like to see him ban out a Muradin. I think that would be their best choice, and we can see what they do. They go for the ETC. ETC is a very great hero. He's got extensive ganking potential on this map. Damash is a game changer essentially, and they have a lot of burst and sustained damage that they can put out across the board with Lunara and Li Ming. So I feel like that was a solid ban.
I do agree with you, though. I would have liked to have seen the Muradin ban with a Johanna and with a KT. They could have dealt with the Mosh if they needed to.
Absolutely. I mean, there's still a lot of healers out there, and they banned the Morales. I think Morales is a very solid ban because Johanna is super hard to kill now, in my opinion. And with on top of a Morales, that can get very, very scary very, very quickly, especially if you can put up a nice wall where they can just never get there. And KT helps with that with the gravity lapses and the AoE damage and the chain bombs, just making it very hard to deal with the back line. I would like to see Offslaught pick up their healer here and maybe some sort of solo laner or a jungler. I think that'll really help out their comp a lot. They do go with the Rhaegar, so there is their healer. That'll be very nice. He's got very good wave clear. I think he's one of the best wave clearers in the game. He can actually solo jungles or solo merc camps by himself, which makes him a very good healer, and his ancestrals are going to be amazing. I would like to see them pick up something along the front lines. They can go all back line, but I feel like it will very complement Johanna very well.
Sonya.
If they Sonya would complement this very well. She's a great jungler. She can solo lane. And I feel like that would be a very strong pick. Thrall would be a great
Thrall,
one.
Yeah.
Thrall would be great. But we'll see what they do. They have about 25 seconds left. And let's see what they choose here. And they go with the Nubarak. They went with the double tank. I feel like double tank will be very good. It'll actually combat the Li Ming and the Lunara with dampen magic. He's got great dive potential, and I think he'll be able to dive that back line and disrupt everything that's going on back there, which is going to be absolutely amazing. If they decide to go disintegrate, Li Ming decides to go disintegrate, he can just burrow and completely interrupt that, stopping the laser. Very good gank potential, and he can be quite sturdy, especially with the Rhaegar ancestrals coming out on him if he ever does need them.
My only concern here is they really need a strong damage dealer in that last slot. And there we go. ProtoMen picks up the Muradin.
They do pick up the Muradin. They realize that he was probably the best. He is the best tank in this, and the fact that he got it this far into it, I'm quite surprised. But they do pick up the Muradin, and he's going to be a solid beefy, and they go Artanis. I did not see an Artanis. They will have to be very careful with this Artanis due to the fact that they have quite a few ways where they can interrupt Artanis, and CC is one of the biggest weaknesses Artanis has right now. And right now, Offslaught has quite a few ways to interrupt that between Kael'thas Gravity Lapse, Johanna Kadem, and Nubarak has 2 ways to stun him out. And he also has Cocoon to just take him out of the fight completely. So I don't think he'll be going Cocoon. I'm pretty sure he'll probably be going Locusts, but you never know. We could see. And they do pick up the Thrall.
Yeah.
The one thing that they will have to worry about, though, is with their team, they're now 4 melee deep with only 1 ranged. I would have liked to have seen, because they went double tank, see him pick up a Vala or a sustained range damage. Lunara was off the table, but there was definitely other picks out there. So Lunara's Poison's going to get a lot of value, and if they are grouped up together, Li Ming is going to be able to chunk a lot of them down. Also, that gives Artanis a lot of choices to hit for melee, and as long as he's within melee range, Artanis, he's going to get really hard to kill. So it'll be definitely interesting to see how this goes down.
Okay, so always insightful. Just waiting for everybody to get correct. All right, everybody looks good. Everybody's ready, so let's hit that loading screen and see how this goes. Okay. So for the blue ProtoMen tonight, we have Doom Monkey on Muradin, Desert Fox on Li Ming, Colonel Rowe on Artanis, Kunamaku on Lunara, and Rin175 on Brightwing.
And on the red team, for Team Offslaught, we have Kael'thas, or Killed by Me on Kael'thas, Draw on Johanna, Fonzie786 on Thrall, Ghost Dunk on Rhaegar, and Veilside on Anubarak.
I think this could be interesting. I think the Artanis Muradin pick was a reactionary pick to the Anubarak pick, in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see how everybody lines up and what they pick right away. Let's see, anything. Perfect Storm. So Muradin going heavier damage. That's interesting.
Artanis going reactive parry. Looks like he really wants to fight that Thrall, because KT, Johanna, Rhaegar, they don't really do that much auto attacking. Anubrak kind of wants to stay in the back and use disruptive spells, so he does some auto attacking for his damage, but
Right. It'll be interesting, and it looks like both teams are going to start 5-on-5 right in the middle and see what they can make happen. And KT coming out strong. Let me throw down some fire at you guys.
yeah, Lunara putting out quite a lot of damage right now.
That's the one advantage to having Lunara on your team, and she does incredible poke, and Anubarak getting pulled in by the Artanis. But ProtoMen not able to capitalize on that early E.
Yeah, Team Offslaught starting to split off right here so they can get all the experiences from the other lanes. Lunara going top and Artanis going to fight the Thrall. And that's why he took reactive parry, I suppose.
Right, right. Yeah, good plan, right? If you know you're going to be solo laning against the Thrall, reactive parry is probably what you're looking for there. And
Meanwhile,
Lunara,
the rest of the teams are just brawling out in mid.
right? Lunara doing a good job of staying deep in the back, though, so that nobody can grab her and just throwing her orbs out. Just doing Lunara things.
Yeah, catching Lunara is going to be quite the hard task for Johanna here. Looks like she's just looking to clear the lanes.
Thrall putting some decent poke on Artanis, too, in that bottom lane. In the Ming rotation, maybe they're looking to gank Thrall here. Or they're just looking to even out this lane a little bit.
Yeah, Thrall is out of mana, so yeah, he's going to have to tap.
Meanwhile, in middle lane, they have a 3-on-2, but it doesn't look like they're going to push to try and take advantage of it. Just keep the lanes kind of right in the middle, not looking to go deep on anything here. And KT rolling around with Rhaegar to get some siege giant camps. That is, I think that's pretty close to accurate timing.
Yeah, the tribute's going to spawn pretty soon here.
And as long as they don't get a kind of middle of the map tribute, one that's easy to get to and clear those giants, you know, on that bottom middle half, they should be fine there. Have those giants push, and it looks like Rhaegar might come into Thrall there, help him out a little bit. Maybe try and see if they can't get a kill, but he's going back mid.
Yeah, both teams just playing it pretty safe.
Right, I was about to say, neither team's really pushing in looking for a gank here. They're just kind of, both teams soaking, with ProtoMen a little bit ahead, maybe a quarter of a level. The tribute is going to be in the top lane, so those siege giants should get some value in that bottom lane right now. Because it looks like everybody's sending all 5 up here to the first tribute. However, ProtoMen really had some, I was going to say better positioning, but then that Johanna Kendem came in, and they got a quick kill on Brightwing. Lunara's low, Muradin's low, and they're looking to get 1 or 2 more kills here if they can.
Yeah, they nicely herded up the enemy team into a corner, and then they blasted them with all their CC and damage. That was really nice from Team Offslaught.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
You get the first tribute of this game.
Now everybody from both teams is basically going back to soak. Looks like Rhaegar is solo soaking mid right now. Thrall is back bottom, and he's gonna face Li Ming one-on-one. With Artanis coming in from behind, so we could see something happen bottom lane, but that Thrall's been playing pretty conservative, just keeping his lane pushed where he can and really not overextending. Muradin taking a lot of KT damage there, half his health, but as we know, Muradin backs out for 3 seconds and he heals up pretty quickly. Let's take a look at talents real quick. Alright, the standard reverberation talent, in my opinion, just going for the bigger slow and the longer. Anything else that looks off? Both teams hitting 7, so 7 talents should come out shortly. Thrall going in Venom, that's an interesting choice.
The choice is simple.
They're really looking to do that burst.
And KT going all orb build. That's an interesting choice as well. And we have a 4-on-2 situation here already on this top orb with Offslaught having the advantage. So Johanna's just gonna zone out everybody, and they're going to quick snag that curse, or the tribute rather, and be up 2-0 on the curse possibilities. So, but it looks like ProtoMen resigned themselves to that fate, and they already have Brightwing soaking middle, Artanis and Li Ming bottom soaking. So they traded a slight XP lead for that tribute, and that could pay off for them in the long run. They're gonna want to hit this third tribute at 10 though if they can.
You know, if I was team Offslaught here, I'd be having the sneaking suspicion that Team ProtoMen just wants to play the late game. They're like giving out the tributes early game, so I think they just don't want to fall too far behind and play for the late game here.
Right. And now this is the challenge, because neither team's going to be able to hit 10 when this tribute drops. So does ProtoMen let it go and just try to, you know, absorb the curse pressure of a pre-level 10 push? Do they try to delay it long enough to get 10? Oh, and that KT is going really low. Or do they try and snag it, which they might be doing. Thrall's still bottom lane, so if all 5 of them get into this fight, it could be a 5-on-4, but here comes Thrall, making it a 5-on-5. Health bars are about even with a couple of members really low. Oof. But that Muradin kill early on, that's going to really cause them problems. And in all of that mix-up, Offslaught was able to grab that third tribute and push the curse.
Yeah, there was just so much zoning coming out from Team Offslaught that they just pushed off Team ProtoMen, and KT was able to grab the tribute no problem.
In mid, we have the Bruiser Camp pushing through. Well-timed Bruiser Camp, and that's going to get 10 for Offslaught. Big wave top, that should be the top fort, the mid fort, and possibly, no, it looks like they saved the bottom fort.
I'm wondering if Team Offslaught wants to force a fight here because they do have 10 on the heroics.
I mean, if I'm Offslaught, I'm looking for this fight, right? Get a couple of kills, the curse is almost up. If you can secure 1 or 2, you can then push in from there and try to get a boss. And there's the first kill they needed. They got Muradin down. They can really just back out from here, go steal ProtoMen's boss, let it push, and then, you know, go get your own boss while ProtoMen's boss push. And it looks like they're either doing that or they're going to try and get a kill on this Artanis real quick.
So they really want this bottom fort.
But ProtoMen was able to secure 10 in all of that, and so they have their ultimates now as well. Brightwing going... the Emerald Dream. I can never remember. No.
Emerald Wind.
Emerald Wind. Thank you. So Brightwing going Emerald Wind. It looks like everything else. Yeah. Haymaker on Muradin though. Oh, and we got to pause. Do you have chat up? I don't have chat up.
I don't have chat.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
KT lag. Okay. Okay, here we go. And this might still be a dead KT. Pause or not.
Oh man, the Sunder saved his life. He might live here.
Saved him. Strong push bottom though, and Offslaught picked off a Muradin somewhere, but I did not see that
nice
happen
ancestral.
here.
Both teams now backing off after that pretty big scuffle in bot lane.
Did you see where Muradin died? Because I missed it.
Yeah, he dove really hard. He tried to kill that KT in the back. Unfortunately, good peels on the team of Offslaught, and they killed the Muradin as he walked in.
Alright, because I did not see him diving deep, and that was my bad. All I know is he was alive, and then he was dead. So it looks like both teams are going to rotate around and grab their camps, and Offslaught starting their boss.
I just noticed Muradin's heroics. He went Haymaker Playmaker.
Yeah. Yes, he did. I'm waiting to see the Playmaker come out. And I don't know that ProtoMen realizes Offslaught's taking their boss right now. They certainly aren't positioned for it.
Well, if they didn't know, they realize it now.
Right, right. Well, and it looked like Murden was coming to scout it out as well as Lunara, but it's scouted already, man. When the boss is captured, it's out.
That'd be a great time to take the other boss while the other team is dealing with.
Well, especially with 13 talents, right? They just got 13 talents. Now is a great time to try and either snag this boss quick and give up the tribute, or fake the boss.
Both teams are on 0 tribute, so it wouldn't be that bad to just give up this tribute because it is just 1 tribute.
Alright, and Lunara's Wisp makes its way down there, so ProtoMen is aware of this boss. But I'm not sure going in 5-on-2 was the right decision here. That's going to be a quickly deleted Muradin, and I don't know that Li Ming's getting out of this alive. And this may actually cost them the keep, if not the game. Oh, she does make it beyond that wall. So she is safe.
As tanky as Muradin is, like, he can't survive that much damage.
Well, and I'm looking at Muradin's talents, and you know, he's not running the tanky talents right now. I almost feel like him and Artanis switched roles, and Muradin is playing the bruiser, and Artanis is playing the tanky tank. That's not 100% what's going on here, but the talent choices are definitely not Muradin for tank 2016. You know, we're seeing a more bruiser like Muradin, and Offslaught choosing not to push with this boss, so only getting the keep wall down, but in the meantime clearing all their lanes, pushing all their lanes out, and capturing all of their camps, as well as getting that tribute. So they are up 1-0 on the current curse rotation. And it looks like they did get a little damage on both the top and the bottom keep. So the bosses were useful. Not as much as you'd like to see with the bosses, but they got some value.
ProtoMen tired of being pushed around. They wanna get something. They're trying to take this keep in the bot lane.
Meanwhile, though, Offslaught going hard top lane, and it looks like they want this keep, and they plan on taking it. Alright, you're sitting on 15 over 13. Now is the time. Push in, take the keep, back out after you get the keep. You know, the keep might even get you. The keep will get you close to 16, but it's not going to put you on 16. So back out, let them take the tribute, and be happy with your keep kill. Right now you have catapults pushing the whole top lane at 12 minutes. That's a great. I'm not even going to call that a trade. That was a great decision.
Our Team ProtoMen did get the tribute while all that was happening.
True, and bruisers plus minions are pushing mid lane, so they may this may cost them the entire keep wall. And Offslaught continuing to rotate around and pick up camps, and ProtoMen doing the same.
They're slowly choking out Team ProtoMen over here.
And this curse location worked out well for Offslaught. All of the players were already down near this half of the map, while ProtoMen is arriving as pretty much a 5-man. They're arriving in a way that doesn't lend itself to a great team fight. And that's going to cost them Brightwing. Li Ming's about to die. Artanis flying through the air. This could actually be a full wipe. That's a dead Lunara and that Ancestral to keep him alive, and that's a full wipe and 16 versus 13. I think at this point, we're going to see Offslaught push to just finish game. They may just clear that wave real quick and take it in through the bottom lane keep.
Death timers aren't exactly super long, so...
No, it's still early in the game, you're right. Yeah.
But they will take, or Team Offslaught will take this keep.
Yeah, that keep is going down. And if they can get a kill right here, maybe get another death timer counting, they could finish, but it looks like they're just going to be happy with that keep and back out. Not a bad decision, right? A curse is about to spawn. Push your lanes out again. Let the curse spawn. When the curse goes, ProtoMen has a hard decision to make. Do they go in 16 versus, let's say, 15 at the time, down a talent tier? Or do they let them have the curse and just try to brace for the pain that is going to be that curse? Meanwhile, Offslaught could go boss here that just respawned. Oh,
that tribute
that
spawning
placement.
place. Oh, that is awful for Team ProtoMen.
RNG is not on ProtoMen's side today at all. And they're already setting up for, it looks like, another team wipe on the side of Offslaught killing ProtoMen. I'm not sure they're going to get it this time. ProtoMen's got a little bit better positioning, and they picked off the KT early, so that's 1 for 1 so far. And they got the Artanis as well.
Team
Okay.
Offslaught really has a lot of AoE damage that you do not want to walk into.
No, you don't. And they ended up picking up the Li Ming. I think a noob chased that down and got that. And this, honestly, this should be game. We'll see how it plays out here, but with 30 seconds on Li Ming, with the curse down, with everything pushing, really at this point, Offslaught should just push their way through, get the keep, possibly finish off that core. You have the advantage. It's 18-15. You're a talent tier ahead. You know, they're staggered right now. You can get another kill here, maybe kill that Lunara up front. And there's the haymaker knocking the noob back into the core, but it's not going to be enough. And it looks like Offslaught's going to just back off out of this. They got the keep, and 30 seconds left on the curse. They're okay.
A noob just getting out there with his burrow.
Looks like they're going to go boss. That's also not a bad decision at this point. Everybody's alive. The rest of ProtoMen has to defend. They have catapults pushing. They have huge minion waves pushing. They have to do something, and Offslaught taking their boss. ProtoMen scouting their own boss, realizing that Offslaught's not there, and backing to clear the minion waves.
I think this will be the final push. Team Offslaught looking to end it here.
A 16-minute Grave Golem is not anything to shake your head at. It'll do a decent amount of damage, and it looks like they're going to have the Siege Giants pushing top with it as well. So
just a little extra insurance.
Right, that won't hurt. Now, in the meantime, ProtoMen going bottom and trying to take their boss real quick and get it counter pushing. I don't know. I mean, look at how close the Offslaught boss pushing in is. You got to kill that thing fast because it's on your core, and your core's already down to 71%.
Yeah,
that's going to be a dead Artanis. And that's going to be GG. Yeah, that boss, that late boss pick for ProtoMen, they really need to get a wipe or at least a couple kills before that. But that was a good game. Great games by both teams. Offslaught just kind of pulling it together and going at it there. I mean, at this point, I know our good buddy Shiz should be around and ready to give us some post-match analysis.
Hey guys, so the big thing I want to iterate is I feel like that Artanis never got the value that he should have out of that match. And neither did the Brightwing. I feel like the Artanis was a very odd pick, and he felt very out of place in their comp. I understand why they wanted to go double warrior, but I feel like if they had a double support, they would have won almost every team fight. Almost every team fight ended up with the entire side of Offslaught just super low from Lunara's poison damage. I mean, she put out 50k, and the next closest person was Kael'thas at 39k. I mean, she was putting out massive amounts of damage, and it just, there wasn't the heals. Brightwing cannot do the burst heals that was coming out from Offslaught, and that's what I said in the before drafted. I wish they had picked up a double support. It would have been so much different if they had gotten the double support, but they didn't. And with that, I mean, it just allowed in all those choke points for KT to thrive with the chain bombs and then the all the flame strikes, and from there it was just stun city. That was another thing I was talking about: the lockdown, the gravity lapse, the condemns, the frost wolves, Rhaegar slows, and noobs double stun. There wasn't any room for any error on the side of ProtoMen, and they just weren't able to deliver. And as you saw, it just kept getting more snowbally as it went on.
No, I think I would agree with that, right? It definitely started snowballing quickly, and Brightwing, to me, Brightwing's always a challenge when he's trying to heal, right? What do? It's just this pulsing heal. You like to hope that it's going to be enough and enough to carry you. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It just depends what you're facing. And then between KT and Thrall, That was a lot of damage.
It was. That was the biggest problem. There was just too much damage going out, and it was too much focus fire on one person. And
Right.
Brightwing cannot keep one
It's not
person
that
alive
burst
through.
heal.
No, you. That's why I feel like if they had gone to double support, they would have had definitely the amount
Right.
of sustained heals that they needed to push through those fights. And I
Right.
think I think that's what they were lacking, because both sides had great AOE damage going out, and Rhaegar can combat that AoE, and he's got Ancestral for that one person that needs that tank off. And all I think they needed on their side is one kill, and Li Ming would have gotten those resets. But the problem is just the heals were lacking on their side.
Right. Almost or an Uther, right? If you added an Uther into that.
I feel like an Ariel if they had
Yes.
replaced the Artanis with an Ariel, the stasis would have helped kept Lunara alive when she got dived so hard. The stasis would have been able to help the amount of heals that would have been outputted. I mean, the Lunara Ariel combo is just so massive for the amount of energy that is just given out. It's just ridiculous. You can literally keep team up all day long, and Lunara won't run out of any mana problems at all unless she's just burning through all of her spells. But her AA is just ridiculously strong when it comes to that poison damage. And I just feel like that's where they lost it. They lost it right there in that final pick with that Artanis. I don't know if that was why they picked that. As I feel is a very awkward pick. I feel like they could have gotten value out of it, but they didn't if they had a different healer. But Brightwing, I don't think, is a good solo healer viable right now, unless you're going for a heavy dive gank early squad where Brightwing can just go off in solo lane.
Right. No, absolutely. Cool. All right, Mystic, anything you want to add, or you good?
I'm gonna go with my usual nothing that hasn't already been said.
All right. Well, with that, good games by both teams. Congratulations to Offslaught, and we'll be back in about half an hour to cast our next one.